Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well. Yesterday, we are in the suit and the face cam, so we've busted out all the good stuff for this episode 112, the Champions League Final. We are taking on Juventus here at Paris Saint-Germain as I go hide in my little corner down the bottom. And yes, we will crack into things. Of course, if you missed yesterday's episode, I'll leave a link in the top right corner. Remember to go click on that. It was, of course, the semi-final against Liverpool, where we did pull a result out. Off the back of that, we did have some League On games, so that's what we're going to show you guys first. Before we get into this game, we only needed 1 point from our remaining games to clinch the title, and thankfully we did that. We got our trophy lift nice and early on there, which was good stuff to see. So we'll go through these highlights since yesterday's episode. So of course that was the 4-1 win at the Parc des Princes, which got us into today's game. Since then, we started off with Lorient. This was the game that secured the Liga title, a 2-1 win away from home for us here. It was Lorient who got things underway in the 35th minute. It was a goal to them through Adrissi, a long ball from the goalkeeper up to Sal. He missed for Adrissi, some nice play for them, and they beat us at the near post there to get a 1-0 lead, and that was the score at halftime. But in the 65th minute, that's when we started to click into gear, brought a few of our bigger names off the bench. A nice little deflection there from a shot that was blocked that fell to Stanislas Robert, the former Monaco man. He got it 1-1 after 65 minutes, and then not long after that, João Felix was slotted through, and that was the goal that sealed the Ligue 1 title for us. Cue the celebrations and the trophy lift. Some really good stuff there, so we secured it with a couple of games to spare. It was Marseille and Monaco who did give us a really good chase this year in Ligue 1, but we were able to clinch the title, which you love to see. So off the back of that, even though we did put out a fairly rotated team for this game, as you can see, we did bring some big guns off the bench like Bakar, Felix, and Cedra. But in the end, those boys got the job done as we look at the Lorient ratings. As you can see, not our most dominant performance, but hey, we got the Liga title done, which did mean we now had the chance to rest our players for this Champions League final, should we feel the need to. And we had a few more Liga games off the back of that, just two. Off the back of that was our former team, Monaco, at the Stade Louis II. We picked up a 2-0 away win here, so we kept the winning form going. We got a penalty in the 8th minute, Kylian Mbappe just getting that past the goalkeeper, but it was a good start for us. 1-0 just before half-time it was as well, and that was when Mbappe got on the end of a long ball, was able to slot that past Goron, and we had our 2-0 lead by half-time in this game, and that was the end result. Jeremy Doku in the 17th minute getting a goal ruled out for offside, and we kept them pretty quiet yet again. Monaco, they had a few more shots than they did in the Coupe de France final a few episodes ago. 2 more shots, but only 1 on target. We had 14 and 5, so fairly well-deserved win, and Mbappe keeping up his stellar form for us this season, which you love to see. But that certainly was a nice result in our biggest game between that Liverpool one and today's, and then we had essentially a bit of a warm-up. We did put the full-strength team out with a week in between games against Reims at home and picked up a nice 5-0 win to round off the domestic season in France. Things kicked off in the 12th minute here, and yet again it was that man Kylian Mbappe. Morello on the ball, puts the ball in the mix, Mbappe with the header into the bottom left corner, and we went 1-0 up early. Then in the 23rd minute, a free kick, Cedra. Morello somehow being the goalkeeper to that. We won't complain though, 2-0 at half-time. And then in the second half, we brought some players off the bench, likes of SMS. He's setting up Mbappe there, chipping the goalkeeper, lovely stuff. And that made it 3-0 at the hour mark, Mbappe with a double. Then in the 69th minute, nice. It was, in fact, Benjamin Mazel off the bench with a header. His first goal I can remember since we signed him at the start of the season, so he's finally got on the score sheet for us, the Argentinian wonder kid. And then in the 86th minute, a ball from Argueri, SMS. Another good game off the bench for him, hitting that into the right-hand side. A goal late on, a 5-0 win, 39 shots to 1, 20 on target to none. It was a really dominant display. So our form coming into this Champions League final has been nothing short of stellar, especially those last 2 games that the first team did play against Monaco and Reims. So we're ready to go into today's game. We will quickly run you guys through some injuries first though. So you look at our squad here. Antonio Augusto, he's still out. We knew that. He got injured a couple of episodes ago. I believe that was in the Milan game. and he hasn't been seen since. So, yeah, unfortunately, he's going to miss today's game. And Rodrigo Mercado is probably not going to feature. We do have an extended bench for this Champions League final, but he has twisted his ankle, so we're probably going to be relying on Mazal as a backup striker for this game, and maybe even chucking Felix up top for Mbappe should we need to, but hopefully that's not an issue. So a couple of injuries for us. We have also had a few news items regarding Juventus, and two of their players are out injured for this game, and they're big names, both Matthias de Ligt and Lainez. So they've got two first-team players out, so we're both dealing with injuries. I'd say we're probably a little bit better off than Juventus are, so that certainly bodes well for us, but there's no more point in mucking around. We are off to Old Trafford to take on Andrea Pirlo's Juventus. We will have a quick look at these guys. Second in Serie A, that is how they finished this season. They were in a title race until the final day, but they dropped points to Atlanta, a 3-0 loss, in fact, while Roma beat Napoli 2-1, so they finished 5 points behind Roma. In the end, if they won that game, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So these guys aren't even the best team in Italy, so you'd have to say, coming into this off the back of a pretty big loss against that Atalanta, we're probably going into this game as favourites. We were favourites for the competition before it started, and hopefully we can get the job done and move on to another continent, having ticked off the UEFA Champions League as our third part of this Hexagon challenge. But we'll see you guys soon for team sheets from Old Trafford for the UEFA Champions League Final, PSG against Juventus. And here are the team sheets for the game. Juventus up first. I've got the likes of Maximiano. I've got Demiral, Coop Miners, Pellegrini, Ruben Neves in the midfield, and a decent striker up top too in Luka Klomp. Big bench likes of Sula, Marquinhos, and as we keep going down, Gabriel Jesus on the bench as well. So look, I've got some good players, but I think we've got some better quality overall, at least according to what we've seen in my inbox during the week, where apparently Juventus are a team of poor quality and we should be beating them, which going into a Champions League final is a little bit scary, a bit of a jinx. Our team is strong as we can get it, with Morello and Felix starting today on the wings. Morello for Augusto, but otherwise we're at full strength and we've got a big bench today, so we've got a lot of options on there, albeit we can only use 3 of them. And we'll get into this big match at Old Trafford, and hopefully in our first Champions League final, we'll be taking it home to the Parc des Princes. And here is the formation. Unfortunately, you can't see the names, but they're playing a 5-2-3 are Juventus. So 5 at the back is something that we did struggle with in the odd game this year, mostly against Villarreal, of course, the only team who really gave us any problems in that Champions League. But hopefully, with our boys in good form, we can play well. Juventus are actually in the dark tops, the black tops with the white shorts, not the stripes, which is interesting to see. We are in our all blue with the red stripe down the middle, and it is us to kick off, playing left to right, and hopefully we can start this off well, calm the nerves down a bit. There's a long ball from Morello early, but he does just keep this in, so we've got a chance. He hits it straight at a Juventus player, goes out for a throw-in, and it is still 0 early on. 6 minute, a free kick here for PSG. Medina puts in the mixer, Mbappe tries to get to it, and it's a penalty. Mbappe has been brought down. Oh boy, this could be a brilliant start. Pellegrini has brought Mbappe down. VAR is going to look at it, and he gives it. This is a great chance, right? Kylian Mbappe, come on, son. As we wait for that VAR board to go down, he steps up and buries it, bottom right corner. That's what we want to see. 1-0 up after 8 minutes. Kylian Mbappe with his 49th goal of the season. What a human being. Buries it in the bottom right corner, just beats the goalkeeper for short power and placement, I suppose. Had too much on it for him to get to it, and we're 1-0 up after 8 minutes, and we now have another highlight, which is a throw-in for us, and the ball goes back to Ruggieri. Now it's Felix back to Mariba, and we look to take advantage early and maybe double the lead. A ball put into the mixer. It is headed away from Juventus, and now they look to get on the attack through Flora, making his way forward down the left-hand side. Just sizes up, no doubt, who is Bakar. It should be on that side. Marcos with a shot. Some good play there from Juventus. Early attack from them, but Ciu Celescu pulls out a good save. We roll it out, so we might still have a highlight coming from this. Mariba up to Felix, but a few chances each way early, albeit we were able to put ours away from the penalty spot. Very kind of Juventus to give us that league up early on. It's now Felix back to Ruggieri, and we just knocked the ball about outside the box. Alex Mariba just wide. Good effort, and it remains 1-0 after 10 minutes. 13th minute, a goal kick to PSG. Celescu takes it short and we hoof it deep to Mbappe. Now it's Morello. He makes his way forward. Oh, this is a good chance for Mbappe. Tries to slot him forward, but the shot blocked. Morello will get on that rebound though. Puts the ball in the mixer. Head it away. We're looking dangerous early on though as it remains 1-0. 20th minute and it is a goal kick to Juventus after Mariba hit a shot, but it was well wide. It's not really worth showing you guys that one. And it is now Juventus looking to build from the back. Long ball and clomps onto it, or I was going to say onto it, but luckily Celescu gathers the ball before he does. And now it's Mbappe with a long ball played forward for him. Tight angle, but forces a save out of Maximiano. Still 1-0 after 20 minutes, but a fair bit of action. 23rd minute, a throw-in for Paris Saint-Germain, and we get it going from the back. Ruggieri just passing it around at the back. Juventus are trying to press us, but we're keeping position fairly well at the moment as they have us pinned in that left corner at the moment, but now we get it to Todibo and look to play out a bit further. Morello making his way on field out to Becker down the right-hand side, and he's in a lot of space as Argueri's off the pitch with a little niggle here, so that's something we'll have to deal with soon. But Morello puts the ball in the mixer. Mariba has a shot. It's rebounded. The rebound falls to him, and he buries it in the bottom right corner, and we are 2-0 up in the Champions League final after 25 minutes. You love to see it. It was a pretty messy goal. It was a good one considering that we had Argueri off the bench. Barca puts this in for Morello. He puts a ball for Mariba. It's deflected off a defender. Luckily, it just falls ever so nicely to him, and he buries it bottom right corner. 2-0 after 25 minutes. 27 minutes gone here in this Champions League final scoreline we are very happy with, but unfortunately, Augusto Argueri is carrying a bit of an injury, and in a game like this, we're not going to risk him. We've got Racid Cedra who can come on for him, 5-star winger who can play in the midfield, and he is very useful to have in this situation, just coming back from injury, so we will bring him on for Argueri, who has a little bit of a thigh injury, so definitely not something that we want to be risking in a game of this magnitude. We'll get a quality player on the field for him in Cedra and carry on with this first half with a 2-0 lead after 28 minutes. As it is Juventus on the attack, but we do win possession, so we might have something coming from this highlight. In fact, Mbappe ball forward to him in a lot of space. Can he put this past the keeper? Good chance, good save from Maximiano though, and it remains 2-0 for now. 41 minutes gone here, and it is a throw-in for Juventus. We've just had Mariba pick up a yellow card, so we've got him easing off tackles. We do win possession back, though, and it's now Gavardi on the ball, knocking it about the back somewhat riskily, but we do keep possession, and it's now down to Cedra, fresh off the bench. What can he do? Tries to find Mbappe, but unfortunately he wasn't expecting the ball, and it is now Juventus looking to get an attack, and they want to get this back to a 2-1 scoreline fairly soon, you'd imagine, and now they're on the ball. Flora has a shot. It's well wide, though. Good counter-attack from Juventus until the finish. Still 2-0 as we approach halftime. And that is halftime here at Old Trafford. Look, a really good half from us. 11 shots, 4 on target. Juventus 4 shots, only 1 on target, though. And we've had the much more threatening chances. Obviously, the early penalty to Kylian Mbappe certainly helped us. And then in the 25th minute, Alex Mariba, somewhat fortunate after a header was blocked, but the rebound fell to him, and he was able to tuck it away bottom right corner. And we're looking very good so far. A 2-0 lead over Juventus at halftime. And I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Mariba might come off at some stage in the second half with that yellow card, but we've got amazing off tackles, so I think we're looking pretty good here. We'll just tell the boys to do more of the same, and we'll crack into the second half and hopefully bring home this Champions League. And it will be Juventus kicking off the second half, playing left to right. We're, of course, in the opposite direction, and they are on the ball early. Moreno, nice little back flick there for Haddadi. And he loses possession there, though, to Felix. Now Cedra over to Morello, and we might have an early chance in the second half. Morello making his way forward. Has a long shot blocked, though, and it will be Juventus on the ball. Flora, they pass it back. Still 2-0 early in the second half, although we do have a highlight quickly off the back of that one, and they do play out from the back from a goal kick to Juventus. Marcos out to Haddadi. He makes his way forward nicely down the right-hand side. Plays a ball in field, although Mbappe's there to pick things up. Oh boy, this could be a decent chance. In for Felix. What can he do? Gets around the defenders. Oh, what's the goalkeeper doing? Jesus Morello is set up by João Felix. 3-0 just after half-time, and this is looking very nice for us here. It has to be said that was a bit lucky. I'm not really too sure. Well, I say lucky. Maybe a goalkeeper error was a better way to put that. But Mbappe, a ball to Felix. He can see the run from Morello. It's an interesting ball. The goalkeeper somewhat comes out for it, but doesn't get there. And Morello just as a tap in. into the bottom right corner, and it is 3-0 after 47 minutes, and it would take a rather large bottle job from us here, albeit we are at PSG, so not out of things, but looking very good for us so far. And there's another highlight coming here in the 48th minute. Juventus on the ball though, Ruggieri, and we look to play out from the back, is it? Oh no, they do keep possession. Shots for Ciu Celescu, a little bit messy there, but luckily he keeps out the back of the net, and it remains 3-0 to PSG. And now there's another highlight, a throw-in, which Morello will take to João Felix. Juventus booted away, but only as far as Medina. Mariba back to Medina. Now Bakar in good space down the right-hand side. Cedra back to Bakar, puts the ball in the mixer, and Mbappe hit a near post. 4-0 after 50 minutes, and surely this is coming home now. It's coming home, I can tell you. Don't know if the Champions League home you can claim as Paris, considering real life, but boy, oh boy, have we started the second half off well. I think we've put it to bed now. 51 minutes, 4-0. Bakar 1-2 if Cedra puts the ball in the mixer, and Mbappe giving way too much space there. Hit it into the bottom right-hand side of goal. And it's 4-0 after 51 minutes. And surely we're going to be winning this Champions League final now. 60th minute, throw in here for PSG, and we're looking to make it a fantastic 5. It looks like Mariba on the ball. Plays a ball for Morello just wide. And he was onside too. That's why I thought he might be offside. But still 4-0. Good chance there though. 69 minutes gone. A nice bit of a highlight here as Mariba gets his way into the box off the throw and back from Morello. Here's a shot. Forces the same Maximiano. Thought it might be going wide, but it does remain 4-0. And we now get into the 73rd minute where Alex Mariba is on a red heart. So we might look to take him off here for SMS. A player has been very good off the bench for us, I should say, so far this season. We'll make that change that way. Mariba will not have to ease off tackles. We'll get that happening right now, and we'll carry on with the second half. Just over 15 minutes to go with a 4-0 lead. Okay, 80 minutes gone here now. No highlights since the last substitution, and we will make another one, our final one. It will be Morello coming off a goal for the right winger. He will come off for Jeremy Doku, as has been quite good in the second part of the season, especially since the Augusto injury. But with a red heart, we'll make that sub. Those are all our subs. 10 minutes to go. It is looking very, very safe to say now, but I think we're going to be Champions League winners for 2030. 10 minutes to go with a 4-0 lead. 82nd highlight, and we do have a corner here for PSG. SMS to put it in the mixer. It is headed away from Juventus, but Cedra will tidy this up for us. Medina forward to Bakar, and we just hold possession nicely deep in our half here, as we now go back to Ciu Celescu, and we look to build from the back. He plays a long ball forward. We do keep possession through Cedra. Back to Medina, and he returns the favour out to Felix. Heads it forward for Mbappe after his hat-trick as a shot. Forces a save out of Maximiano. Looked pretty of a straightforward save, but he has taken it out for a corner, so we will have another chance here. SMS puts in the mixer. Hit it away to Cedra. Long shot just over the bar. Good chance there, and it remains 4-0, but very late on. 86 minutes gone here. Juventus looking to try and find their way back in this game, but you'd have to say it's probably going to be too late now, but they do have the ball in the final third. Marcos puts in the mixer. Colombo with a shot blocked. We do clear it away. Koopmine is up to Neves. Yellow card. Plays it forward to Colombo again, so they're definitely throwing stuff at us now, Juventus, but it might be a case of too little too late. Ball in the mixer, but they're offside, and it's 4-0 late on still. Looks like it's nearly party time, and we do have another highlight as Juventus. Long ball forward, but it's straight at Gvardiol. And we just look to suck up time now, it's fair to say, as we've got a hand and 3/4 on this Champions League trophy. Ruggieri on the ball. Back to Medina. Up to Cedra. What's he going to do? Oh, it's a tackle. And it's Neves. Oh, boy. Neves on a yellow. He's got his second yellow card. It's a red card. Oh, Juventus not having a good day today. And if it wasn't already guaranteed, that certainly makes sure of it. We're inside the last 3 minutes now. We're past the end of referee's time. It's time to get the beers out. It's time for a party. I would be saying that normally, but it's 9 a.m. in the morning here in New Zealand, so I'm not that much of an alcoholic. But it's all over. We have won the Champions League. We are halfway there. It's time to bust out the goalkeeper handstand and whatnot, the cartwheel. We are on the podium. A thoroughly deserved win in that Champions League final. 4-0 at Old Trafford. Juventus never really firing a shot, it has to be said. And we were very good. Goals to Mbappe. He picked up a double. And of course, Morello and Mariba got the goals. Had to remember the rebound one But there is the trophy lift. We've got the Champions League to go alongside our Copa Libertadores and our OFC Champions League. That doesn't sound so important now, but we're halfway there, and this win is going to do wonders for our reputation now. We should be able to pretty much get a job anywhere in the world, especially in the regions that we've got left, the likes of Africa, Asia, and North America. You'd imagine a Champions League winning manager would be hot property there. So we might be able to fast forward through the rest of this challenge now. It's only been 10 years since we started the save, and we've already done 3 of the Champions League, including 2 of the most difficult. But as we look at the Juventus ratings, none of them really fired, did they? We had a lot more shots than they did, and it was a very good performance. We'll tell the boys to enjoy it, and we'll come back shortly for the end of season review and the like before we resign from the job now, I suppose. And here is the inbox after that Champions League final, 19 million for winning the competition. Unfortunately, we would have had a very big transfer budget after that, but because we've won it, we don't get to spend it now, and I don't know if we're going to have that much money to spend again in the save. Maybe Asia if we get a nice job there, but really, it would have been nice to have 120 million euro to spend plus whatever we possibly would have got more for that Champions League final win. But hey, we're not going to complain. 10 years to get 3 of the Champions Leagues done, including 2 of the more difficult ones in the Copa Libertadores and UEFA Champions League. We will not complain about that at all. A lot of Champions League meals, as you can see. The board are very happy with us. The 3rd Champions League for PSG. Obviously, all of them happening since the save started, because we know what happens to PSG in real life in the Champions League. Thomas Tuchel picking 2 up. The board are very happy with us. There you can see the last few winners. Our first win in 4 years, Liverpool and Manchester United separating our wins. Mbappe tired, but a superb game for him. We will certainly praise him. And yes, good stuff. Superb in front of goal. What a player. I think he ended up with 50 goals for the season, which is just ridiculous. And then bringing up in a Champions League final as well is great to see. So we've covered off the Champions League. We've won all 4 trophies on offer to us this season as well. So we got the quadruple done, and we will come back for the end of season review and to resign from our job. And we've got to the end of season review fairly soon after that Champions League final, as you would expect. And you can already see there our 4 trophies that we did win this season. You'll have to see it, obviously. League on the Champions League, Coupe de France, and the Trophée des Champions, a couple of those by beating Monaco, which is also, I suppose, nice. I did like my time at Monaco, but having left there, it does feel like a bit of vindication to pick up a quadruple winning season. So we'll have a look at this end of season review before we resign from the job, and maybe have a look at the job openings as well, just to see if anything immediately takes our fancy. But we can take our time with this now that we do have a very good reputation. As we run down the signings, a few of these guys we didn't even use, the likes of Mukic, who we bought in the mid-season transfer window. Makeda was very good for us for a backup striker for 7.5 million euros. Laina Jean, we probably overpaid for a backup rotation type of midfielder, but he was pretty good for us. A lot of green ratings here. Matteo Ruggieri, I think he was our best signing of the year, and the board or fans do agree with that, getting the star next to his name. 25 games. He started to make his way into the first team in that second half of the season for a slightly up and down Juan Gomez, it's fair to say, and he was a bit more consistent, and that 7.12 rating suggests that as well. So I think in the end he was a quite important signing, just to give us a bit more depth at left back. We keep going down a few of these guys we didn't see a lot from, although Augusto Aguirre, technically it's counted as our signing, even though Thomas Tuchel did make it before we left, but 89 million euros spent on him, and to be fair, 13 assists. He did play pretty well. And we go further down, a couple of players who haven't actually got to the club yet. Mazel didn't play a lot, and when he didn't get a lot of goals. Only got his first goal for the club in that last League R game, and Stanislas Robert also getting his first goal for the club late in the League R season, albeit only came in halfway through the season, only played 2 games. But on the whole, most of our transfers and were pretty good. Transfers out, a few of these we didn't deal with. The likes of Guendouzi and Kane were already out of the club by the time we got here. Adilson we got rid of. That was, decent. A few more down here, but out's a bit hard to judge sometimes, so we won't worry about that too much. And we'll move on to the season results, which should be very good to us. And indeed it is. League on, and ended up winning it by 13 points over Marseille and 15 points over Monaco. So we did pinch a break late on. Obviously, Marseille did beat us early in the season. We dropped points occasionally, also to Nice in late November, but after that we were pretty good. A few draws in the second half of the season, but no losses, and we beat both Monaco and Marseille in that second half of the season. That certainly helped us. And then Marseille doing similar to what they did last year, just getting off to an absolute flyer and tiring in Monaco, just keeping pace without really ever threatening the both of us. So pretty much a top 3 race, and then we pulled away as you would have expected a team of our quality to do. The Champions League is next up. Look, the only team who really gave us trouble in this competition at all were really Villarreal. The rest of them, look, we had one tight win against Bayer Leverkusen, but then we did the job over them fairly comfortably next time. And Manchester City didn't provide much of a fight for us either there. So on the whole, all of our two-legged ties were fairly comfortable. A bit more difficult away than they were at home, but we did a really good job at home. And luckily, in the Champions League final, we came out absolutely firing and a very nice 4-0 win over Juventus at Old Trafford. And that is, of course, the main competition, but we'll move on to the Coupe de France. Very good results here. It started to get a little bit squeaky towards the end. Strasbourg, the Ligue 2 team, only picking up a 2-1 win away at them, and then the 1-0 final where Doku got a very late goal despite Monaco not getting a shot on target. If we lost that, it would have been frustrating. The board didn't really care about that competition. You can see the rating from it isn't great, but it's good to get the trophy. And the Trophy des Champions, very similar at the start of the season, but it was good to get an early win over our former employers. The moments to remember: a 7-1 win against Nancy was our biggest win, an absolute spree from Kylian Mbappe. I remember this. I'll leave a link in the top right corner for this one, but 6 goals for him. It was a wonderful game for him. Match to remember: 4-0 against Lens. Can't say I remember it too much, but goal of the season was in the first Coupe de France game. I'll leave the link to that in the top right too. It was Cedra's goal in the 46th minute. It was a 25-metre screamer, apparently. I vaguely remember it, but I'll leave the link in the top right corner so you guys can go back and catch that one on the highlights from that episode. Financially, everything good. Somehow our broadcast revenue was down, which, considering that last year we got knocked out, or PSG got knocked out in the first knockout round of the Champions League, is interesting. You would have thought you would get more broadcast revenue this year by making the final and winning it, but yeah, apparently it went down on that, but the rest of it's gone up, and shirt sales, all that good stuff going up. Look, we don't really care about this now because we're leaving the club, which is nice. And how we lined up, right, this is interesting. I'm actually intrigued to see what they think was our best 11. So we go to the goalkeeper, Celesco. Obviously, our back four looks pretty locked in there. Ruggieri, Todibo, Gvardiol, and Bakker. That's what we lined up as our first choice most of the season. In the midfield, they have left Argueri out. They've got SMS there, which is interesting considering we never actually used him as an advanced playmaker, but I suppose his rating makes up for that. He did get 5 assists and 7 goals in his 21 appearances. Medina and Mariba, both good. I think Medina, switching him from a deep-lying playmaker to a defensive midfielder, that certainly helped the defensive midfield rating, and is something that we'll look to do wherever we go next. Now, front three, Mbappe up top. No issues with that. 50 goals, 12 assists, player of the season, without a shadow of a doubt, I think. But the wingers are interesting. Jesus Morello and Jeremy Doku, 2 rotation players. To be fair, Doku, very good in the games we played him, albeit both of these players played a lot of games for the rotation team, so they probably had easier assignments than both Felix and Augusto did. And also, Cedra, I thought, was quite good too. All our wingers played pretty well. Tough task, but they've gone with the rotation wingers. So, a few interesting names there, but on the whole, it's more or less the first team that we rolled out for most of this season. We go to the accolades. Lots of awards. Fans Player of the Season did indeed go to Kylian Mbappe. 50 goals. Most goals in a match by a player in 6. Most Player of the Match awards in the season, 26. He's gone up to 426 league appearances for the club, which is the most. Most league goals. And the other accolade's actually the oldest goal scorer, but that goes to SMS at 35 years old. Young Player of the Season, Racid Cedra. Absolute star. Would have loved to seen him grow. Probably would have actually gone to the first team ahead of João Felix next year, but we won't be here now to see that. Signing of the season, Ruggieri. Goal of the season, Cedra. We've seen that. Top goal scorer, Mbappe, as you've seen. Most assists was actually Ilax Mariba with 16. Really good after he came back from that early season injury. We knew he was a very good player, and he proved it. Then we've got the Player of the Match, 26 for Mbappe. That is ridiculous. He also gets the highest average rating, and the most passes completed per 90 was actually Jose Acosta in the advanced playmaker role, which is interesting to see. And then we have the awards. There's a bunch here for Mbappe. I won't read them all out because I'm starting to run out of breath, but yep, African Goalkeeper of the Year, Onana. That is interesting for a player who didn't play a game for us this season. Todibo got the Champions League Defender of the Season. We keep going down. Champions League Goalkeeper of the Season was Celesco, as well as his other accolades. that he got halfway through the season from memory. Foreign Player of the Year, Guardiola, and a couple of Brazilian awards for Augusto. We're quite familiar with those awards too, with Flavio Henrique having won them while we were at Monaco. And there is the wrap up, the 4 trophies. Some nice words about how we did. Mbappe winning the Champions League Golden Boot. No surprise there, 20 goals. The next one behind him was 9. So he absolutely bossed that Champions League. And we go to the Champions League Dream Team. And we dominated only 3 players, not ours. We've got the entire back 4, the goalkeeper, Mariba and Augusto in the midfield, and Mbappe up front with 1 Roma player and 2 Porto players. Very nice stuff. And then we get to the Champions League awards. And yeah, fair to say we absolutely dominated those as well. But it is now time for us to resign from the job. We'll have a quick look at our profile first, just see if this changes, I suppose. That could be something interesting. But we're up at 85%, it looks like. And indeed we are. And our career at PSG, just the 1 year, but we won 4 trophies. Picked up the Coupe de France and the Trophée des Champions for a 3rd time as well, which is nice as well. So we won those across multiple clubs. But we finally got our league on and our Champions League as well. Nice to do a one and done here at PSG. But we'll go to our contract. We will resign and we will see what happens here. It will no doubt shock the world. But yeah, look, we're trying to do the Hexagon challenge. And as you can see, the Lens manager apparently is the favourite to replace us. Trying to figure out where Lens actually finished this year, 9th. Yeah, I can't see that happening, to be honest. But look, good on him if he gets it. Otherwise, the Nice manager. But yeah, we move on. And we will have a quick look at the job centre while we are here as well. Having a quick look here early. So obviously, I have to leave all these jobs open. Otherwise, some weird ones disappear, like the MLS. And that's actually one that could provide a really good next kind of stepping stone down now. I suppose that's what we're going to have to do now. Try and figure out the best path so that our reputation doesn't jump down too much, having just won the Champions League. But you've got Melbourne City and Central Coast in the A-League. Look, I'd prefer a Chinese job because China has a lot more money than the A-League. They've got salary caps in the A-League, so I don't think that suits us. And as you can see, Wuhan Zhou do have a Chinese job open. With a quick look at the season preview there, but I think they're fairly well down. And indeed, they are predicted to finish 12th. So probably not a job we'll be going after straight away. We go past Europe for a wee while now. Mexico Club Leon. I mean, Mexico's potentially a better option for us than the MLS just because, one, it's higher profile, and 2, the MLS sort of salary cap and designated players and all that stuff. But Club Leon down in 9th, we can do a lot better than that now. I think we can really be targeting teams in the top 2, I think. Anything below that, and it probably won't attract us too much in terms of getting a job. We keep going down. Not a lot there. Oh, Supersport United in South Africa could be interesting. They did finish 3rd this season. Hold on, we'll go back to the profile into the league table. And they did indeed finish 3rd. I'm not sure if that means they've got Champions League football next season or not. But they're a team who tend to always be up there. And as you would have seen before, as I keep clicking the wrong thing, season preview-wise, they were expected to win it. So that's quite interesting. That could be a job, albeit a 2.5 reputation league. Maybe not, but look, there's a lot worse out there. They've got 13 million euros, which in a place like South Africa, I imagine is actually quite a big budget. So that's one we could look at. And we keep going down. New York Red Bulls and Montreal in the MLS. I'd prefer to avoid the MLS. I might even do a save after this one in the MLS just to see how that works, and a save where I might fail quite a bit. But you do see the New York Red Bulls are predicted to finish 2nd in the season preview. Montreal down in 16th. So the Red Bulls could be an option, but you go through this first 11 that the media put out and they don't really have a player in there. So at the moment, look, we're not in a hurry to do anything, but if we were going to go for a job straight away, I think it might be the Supersport one, but we'll see what happens there. I will also have a quick look actually at the competition reputations just to see what the sort of Champions Leagues are ranked at, just because that could give us a bit of a helping hand. So you can see the Champions League 2nd in the world. You keep going down. Copa Libertadores only just below that, so we've got the 2 big ones out the way. I don't expect to see Oceania on here soon. We keep going down. Coupe de France is there. So we've got the AFC Champions League. That's 3 stars, so that's of note. So age is possibly not a bad option, especially with the money that could come up there for a Chinese club. We keep going down. We see the AFC Asian Cup, which I presume is below the Champions League. The African Champions League on 3 stars as well. So maybe that Supersport job isn't as bad as we thought. We keep going down and we're looking for CONCACAF. And CONCACAF's only 2.5 stars, so that surprises me. I would have thought CONCACAF would have been at least tied with Africa and Asia, but it looks like it's lower. So maybe we should be looking at North America last, in fact, albeit the domestic leagues are going to be different, aren't they? So give or take. But in terms of Champions League, it looks like Asia or Africa might be the next best one to be going for. So some interesting stuff there regarding the Champions League reputations with CONCACAF below both Africa and Asia. But look, I think that will do it for today's episode and for our time here at PSG. I hope you did enjoy it. It was a really good episode, obviously beating Juventus 4-0 at the final and winning all 4 trophies on offer to us here this season. A really good way to end our time in Europe, and we will be back, maybe not tomorrow, it depends how long we are looking for our next job. But yeah, I'm not in a hurry to get our next job. As I said, we'll just try and find the right one where we can make an instant impact now that we have built that reputation up nicely and got those Champions Leagues, namely the Libertadores and UEFA. So yeah, as I said, we can really go after a good job when you guys return to see us, and you'll find out which job we have at the start of the next episode. As I said, if you did enjoy today's episode, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you're new around here, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. Thank you very much for watching, and until I see you next time from wherever we end up, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.